Hello, everyone, and welcome again to another episode of The Discussion. This week I have with me Rodney and Josh. Josh couldn't make it last week, but this time he made sure he was on time, so it's good to have you with us today for our discussion. And unfortunately, the other guys couldn't join, so our discussion we were hoping to continue, but this time we'll probably take a bit of a detour. But again, we're going to be just delving into these issues that our young people are facing and the challenges and whatever it is that what's going on in their lives and how we can better understand and whatever is going on in their lives. That's really the gist of this discussion. So without further ado, maybe Josh, since everyone doesn't know you, maybe you can just introduce yourself, tell us your full name and maybe something interesting about you.
Hello, my name is Josh Polino. I come from Blacktown. I've known Rodney here since prep. And yeah, I go to the same school. And yeah, I'm a 17-year-old student. And I just got my L's last month.
Nice. Tell them about the earthquakes. That's real interesting.
Earthquakes, okay. 3 years ago, 2019, I was in the Philippines, with my cousins. We were just sleeping. I think it was about 3 in the morning. The bed just started shaking. I thought my brother was like moving in the bed, but the whole house was shaking. Mm-hmm. And in the islands, there's a lot of animals and dogs, so everything just started woof, 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 and then all the car alarms went off. Everything was shaking. You could hear like it sounds like it's in the movies. Mm-hmm. It feels like there's a surround sound happening, and it's like woof, 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 and like yeah, you could get like my brother like even when we came back to Australia, he got like some sort of PTSD from the earthquakes, and like because I dropped my phone on the floor, and he sleeps right next to me in the next room. I dropped my phone, my brother stood up, ran in my room. Is there earthquake? I was like, no, it's just my phone hit the floor. Yeah.
Oh wow, that is something interesting, and glad you got out of it in one piece, and you and your family. Yeah, that can be quite traumatizing.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that we've got that done, we all know Rodney. We've heard enough from you, I'm sure. But anyway, since today we're just gonna be an open discussion. Anything goes really. And for me, the first thing I was just thinking to myself, I'm curious. When we were growing up, I know we spoke about peer pressure last time we had our discussion, and one of the things that I was thinking about on peer pressure is that, and maybe it's not for you guys, but I know when we were growing up, there was always that pressure that you had to be dating someone when you were in school. Who's your girlfriend or your chick, as they called it. I don't know if that's outdated slang, but that's what it was called. I don't know what you guys call them these days. Your lady friends. Do you have lady friends? Do you date? What's that like? Do you feel a pressure to date? Do you believe in dating? I don't know. Just take turns. Let's have it.
I feel like dating in our generation is a bit stuffed.
Stuffed. Yeah. What does stuffed mean?
Because like the online generation, like some people can just have like multiple girlfriends in a matter of like months, and it's like dating has gone to the point of where it doesn't feel special anymore because it's been washed out, and like people think it's just a novelty thing. They're like, oh, you're my girlfriend, you're dating me for 1 month, and then you're dipping. Yeah, it's just like that.
Well, for like at school and stuff like that, dating when you're like in like year 7 and stuff, it may be like awkward speaking to a girl.
Yeah.
It's like awkward.
Especially when they're immature and that.
Yeah. So like.
You don't have sisters. Do you have sisters?
No.
Oh wow.
Just
so
a
it must be really awkward. But
yeah.
Go on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But there's other girls at school that like you can easily talk to them like there's normal people.
Yeah.
When you get older, like year 10, 11, you start talking to like majority of the girls in your grade. It's just normal, and it's like a normal conversation. There's no longer this
awkwardness,
tension.
Yeah.
So for now, us in year 12, it's like everyone's friends.
Yeah, everyone talks to everyone.
Yeah, everyone can chat normally, like
comfortable with each other.
Yeah, with a boy or a girl, it doesn't really matter. As in dating wise, not many people are dating in our grade.
Yeah, we're a pretty small class, so.
How many are in your class?
I think roughly 60, 70.
Oh,
As in
40.
40? Yeah, 40 to 50.
40.
Yeah.
That's small.
Yeah.
Okay. And no one's dating.
Not that we know of, because people love to keep their relationship low key to have less attention of them. I think just few people come up to mind.
It's suspicious.
Yeah, it's pretty
I see.
suspicious, but
Suspect some people
Yeah,
are
you
dating.
yeah, it's
suspect
like,
things.
he's just my cousin thing, or he's just my friend, best friend, you know.
Okay, so but in like since we are talking to you guys in particular, in your 12 years of high elf schooling, zero.
Me? I wouldn't call her my girlfriend, but she's my ex now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was a bit weird. It's just- yes.
Explain weird.
You know, we were on. I met her online through Insta, and
On what?
through Instagram.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Through Instagram, and we talked, and then we got a bit close, and we met in real life. Did a little kissy kiss, dated. You know, normal girlfriend boyfriend things. But she told me she couldn't have a boyfriend, so it was never fully official. So like, I never asked
So-
her
so
out,
it
but
was
we
friends
did.
with benefits.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, like yeah, something like that.
All right.
So yeah, but
When was this?
throughout 2021, like near the
Year what?
second half,
Year what?
year 11.
Year 11. That was last year.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Recent. And nothing else before.
Yeah, but I want to like it was a weird experience. Like the girl and me, like I used to be really attached to her, and then like my feelings they just disappeared out of nowhere. I don't know how. They just like I woke up one day and I felt unmotivated to like. There's a saying, everyone wants a girlfriend until you have one. Yeah. Like, 'cause having a girlfriend takes a lot of responsibility, and like it's like having a child.
Oh, wow.
It's like you have to like maintain the relationship, talk every day, and like I got really burnt out at the end of it, and I had to cut it off
How long was your relationship?
about 4 to 5 months.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
4 to 5
ended-
months to get burnout. All
I
right.
think it ended in, like in December.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that also like him saying like, oh, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. I reckon that's like expectations. You know, like movies, you see, oh, you gotta take the girl out, gotta go movies, you gotta entertain the girl, and certain things. It's kind of high expectations, and the girl's having, oh, the guy's gotta be 6'4" in height. He's
Yeah.
gotta do this. He's gotta play sports.
He's gonna
So-
be D1.
So there's lots of
You tick
expectations.
those boxes. You're pretty tall. You tick boys. So hey, you must have been
Nah,
batting them off, huh?
Nah. I just know because we like talk about these things, and you'll hear girls in class like, sometimes you may ask like, what type of guys do you like? And they'll be like, oh, I like tall guys, like this
Yeah,
type of
tall,
hair.
muscling
No,
guys.
Girls describe things.
Yeah, the ideal guy that doesn't exist.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has to drive a Mercedes. Like,
Yeah, like, yeah, where's a 17-year-old gonna get
Yeah.
a Mercedes? But anyway, go on, yeah.
Unless you're Adi up.
yeah, unless you're Aria or Filippo.
Who?
No, there's this kid in our school. He actually has a Mercedes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay. Well, I
Yeah.
guess there's a rich kid in every school.
Exactly.
All right. So, but anyway, go on. Yeah, I don't think, so have you had,
Yeah, kind of.
uh-huh.
But like, it's just like you like this person, but like it's not serious. Like in year 8, but like, you don't really take it serious when you're young. It's just like you like this person, and you don't know what to do. Really.
Yeah.
All right.
If
It's
you watch
pretty-
too much movies, then that's probably what you're gonna follow. There's
Yeah.
no like guidance when you're
Okay,
like,
okay.
young.
That's interesting. You bring that up. That it's the watching of movies. So, why do you date?
In my opinion,
I have my own belief on around this.
Yeah.
And I will get to that. I'll tell you. But why do you guys date?
I think for some people they just want to feel loved, and
Okay,
like
I'm talking about you in particular, not some.
for me,
You, yes.
I would no. Currently, right now, I'm not really looking for anyone. to date, but back then I just wanted someone to like hug and like just hang out with, and then call them my girlfriend. I think it was just the
Why?
social validation for it.
Social validation. What does
Yeah,
that
like,
mean?
oh, this guy has a girlfriend, he's cool.
Oh, so it was more like a peer pressure kind of thing.
Yeah. It's like, oh, like it's just like, I think having a girlfriend was like a flex back then. Where, you know, it's like, oh, you have a missus? That's like, oh, you're a gangster, cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Basically.
So I get it was kind of a peer pressure thing, like
Yeah.
to look cool, to fit in.
To have a girlfriend.
All right. The girlfriend who could not be known she could have a boyfriend.
Ah.
It's a bit of an interesting dynamic. And yourself?
Nah, I think
The
dating
motivation.
is it's probably back then. I wouldn't know how to answer that, but for now, what I've like seen and like looked at, I think it's like it's a preparation for marriage.
Okay.
I think it's like you're getting to know the person. Does this person suit this criteria? Not the criteria of the girl like 6'4". There may be that can come with it, yeah. But like
Yeah, their
you're looking at the
preferences.
qualities of the person, and like can this person take care of a home and stuff. It's just preparation for marriage because you're gonna live with that person for
Sorry
life.
to cut you off, but how at 16, 17 can you tell that this person can take care of a home?
Exactly. I actually don't know how she's going to. I don't know. But I'm talking of like actual dating, like what I think
In general?
actually, yeah, what it should be or what it
Yeah.
can be
What it can be.
or what it should be.
And what would that be? What would that look like?
Well, in dating, you are just getting to know the person really, and like
Having a partner in crime.
you're kind of looking at what they do and the qualities, as I was talking about, and the kind of character and stuff like that. Yeah.
And how long would it take for you to be able to make this assessment?
Well, I would say at least 6 months,
And then
Maybe a year.
and then you move to the next step.
what is the next step?
I think it's engagement.
And how? Okay, so and this is we're talking about dating.
Yeah.
And you're old enough to date apparently. So no, okay, I'm assuming because you dated in the past. So you're older now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you met a girl right now, and she was just perfect. 6 months later, what would happen?
You'd find out their true personality.
No,
Yeah.
I'm saying she's perfect, and
Oh.
6 months later, what?
Yeah, in this sense of this analogy,
Yeah, if she's perfect.
yeah, you move to engagement.
Yeah, you
Okay.
But to be honest, I actually don't know what happens at engagement.
fiance.
Like the next step after that, because you hear of these things, but I don't really know.
Yeah, we don't know what happens after
don't know
you
what
go on your knee
Yeah,
and
at that
propose.
step, yeah.
Okay, and have you ever tried to find out?
Nah, we just see it in the movies and just think, oh yeah.
Oh, so it's the movies and peer pressure.
Yeah.
Kind of also like dating at school. You see like when you're in like maybe you're 10, you're 9, you see your 12s having like girlfriend and boyfriend.
And, like, it's the
back then we saw many.
Yeah, the
and so
influence.
they look cool. They play sport. They have like girls.
Yeah, you
so
just get inspired.
you, probably-
Inspired.
Yeah.
you just follow them.
I want to be like that guy.
All right,
Exactly.
All right. Aim higher, gents. Aim higher. No, I'm joking. Okay, so you haven't tried to find out what happens beyond you guys are entering into adulthood. What does that thing rank on your list of priorities? Where do you think it ranks? Or what does it rank? Oh, yeah. Where does something like that rank on your list of priorities? Given you're getting into adulthood and you're talking about if you met someone after 6 months, you'd be looking to engagement, whatever engagement is. But we know that after engagement, the next thing is marriage, right? So you guys are right on the cusp of 18 years if you haven't already crossed. Where are we at with that?
What we think it looks like in that engagement step.
It's adulthood.
As in, okay, maybe let me frame it this way, like, so your motivation is preparation for marriage.
Yes.
Dating is preparation for marriage.
Okay.
And where did you get this idea?
Uh, Personally, I think when two people are together, I think dating is the pre-game because you're trying to get the experience of dating the girl, and uh, and then if you want to be with that girl forever, you get that first experience like you're on your L's, and then
Nice.
going to
I
engagement,
see, I
going
see.
engagement, that's your P's,
Okay.
and then marrying her, I think that's your fools.
Okay.
It's your full
So
license.
you following this L's P's analogy and then full. You get on your L's. The L's is the red one and the green one. Which one's
The
red
L's is your first ever learners.
Yellow.
one? Yellow.
And then green, and then red.
Okay, forget the colors. We just go LPF.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Learner, provisional, full. So you're on your L's with one girl, girl X.
Yeah.
And you go, I don't know, 6 months, a year, falls down. Get another girl, you back on your L's. Then you move to your P's. Boof. Get another girl, move back to your L's.
Yeah.
Is this all preparation for marriage?
I feel like it's giving you experience of dating a girl and getting experience like what to do, right and wrong, knowing what's between the lines, and like, oh, I got experience from this last girl. I should put it into this next girl that I'm gonna date. I'm like, oh, I shouldn't do that. It's like just what to do with the girl, and like knowing more about them, their bodies and things and experiences.
Okay, their bodies, that word stood out.
like
Elaborate.
like understanding their body, like, oh, what if they're going through this, and like you have to get them that, like their cycle, the period.
Oh, but didn't you do that in biology?
I don't take biology.
Ah, all right.
PDHP and stuff like
Yeah.
that. We did that.
Ah, all right. So then you don't need to date her to know that.
Yeah. I was just so some people are just
Okay,
experience.
do you agree with what he's saying?
I'm not sure where he was going with it. But yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure where he was actually going with it. But if you want to continue, you can.
No, he was talking about. I'm saying like he was talking about it's all these different girls. You take one experience into the next relationship. and
right.
That part, yeah.
So, as in that aspect, I don't think you always have to actually marry or date a person. Like, I think you don't have to do that. You don't have to marry. That's what I'm trying to say. But some people might feel this desire that they want to date someone and live with someone and marry them. And let's say they get in a relationship and it doesn't work out, then they move to the next. I think some people might overdo it. They get into a relationship, they feel broken, then it's like, I want to feel that love again. So they get into another one unprepared for the next relationship that's going to come up. So I think maybe that might be the case why.
Especially in
No, okay, no, but the question. Okay, go on maybe before. I touch on-
especially on social media, how people portray relationships as this perfect relationship. Oh, they're perfect. They have no fights or problems. But as soon as someone actually, like in reality, relationships are not perfect. People get into fights, and like, yeah, people get into fights. Nothing's like perfect as you see on the social media.
And all this, I'm just wanted to understand, to be clear, you both agree that all this, generally speaking, prepares you eventually for marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So having said that, like you said, like one relationship, you take this and what you learned, and then you move into the next one, the next one, and the next one, and you hopefully are getting better at it until you find Mrs. Right and Miss Right.
Yeah.
But then you then said something interesting. You then get into one relationship and you're broken. It really ends badly, or whatever the case. You don't come out of it better, or you come out of it needing time to heal and needing a whole process that you may not be aware of. And then you go into the next one, and then you break again because you came in broken, and you further break. And then that, like you're saying, that cycle, you're saying maybe some people overdo it. The cycle keeps going on and on, into one break, into another break, into another. Is this theory of preparation for marriage is still holding for dating?
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah, going through heartbreak and then wanting to be married is like really weird.
Yeah, because think about it. Like if you go to, because look at it from, I'll take it from a perspective of me. I'm married, and I know with my wife we've actually been through counseling as a married couple. Because you come in with different people, you've got your own histories, whether you were dating or not, or whatever you went through, and we need to leave all that nonsense outside of our marriage and come in as fresh people ready for this union and to make it work and not. So then dating, like I was saying, I had my own ideas on it, and as from my perspective, I really believe you shouldn't date
Okay.
for it, because more often than not, does a breakup leave you happy or sad or broken when you break up?
Mostly.
So
you
that
just
means
sad.
you're left with a problem. And at your age, I'm guessing you're not planning on getting married before you're at 21 at
Yeah.
least. Maybe it might be 25, it might be 30, I don't know, but I don't think in the next couple of years it's going to happen. And then what happens when you've been broken along the way on this journey towards the eventual Mrs. So and so?
Probably come like discouraged.
Yeah.
Like, am I really gonna find the right person?
It's like, yeah, you doubt yourself.
Yeah, I don't know if you might even lose the desire to get married. Like, what's the point? Like, things are just not working as I thought they would be.
Like-
Something like that.
Yeah.
So these are all ticks or X's against dating, right?
Yeah. Probably like, yeah.
So what do we think now about dating?
Yeah, it's a tough one. Oh, sometimes people when they're dating, they act like they're married.
Yeah, yeah. It's a bit cringe.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like,
they act
"Oh,
like
hubby."
they're married. So that increases that sadness if you come out of that.
Yeah.
'Cause-
Yeah, and yes, and another thing, what you realize is when people you're talking about acting like being married. What happens the longer you go on acting? You are mimicking something that you are not in, and the mimicking gets closer and closer to the reality, and you do all the things that entail with marriage, but without the commitment of marriage. You can walk away at any time, and that only makes those scars even deeper. When you really go into it, like you were talking about a hugging buddy, it doesn't stop at hugging when you're now mimicking marriage. It goes beyond. There's a few steps beyond that.
Yeah,
So then you see, and then after all that, that connection that you've developed with that person, and then what happens? You break up. You are going to be shattered. You're saying, oh, I had already planned out our life together. We're going to have 2 kids, live in a nice small house out in the hills, whatever the case may be, and that doesn't happen. And then you go into another relationship. So can you see the challenge, like at least from my perspective, why I'm saying dating is really not necessary. It's really, there are so many bad things that come with dating. And I know as young people, like you're saying, there's like the peer pressure and the media. That's what we see. It looks cool, and genuinely speaking, I mean, we went through the same things, I understand. It looked cool. The older guys, you'd see him, he's walking around school hugging his girl, and like, that looks cool, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I would like to be seen like that, cool guy, chilled, but there are the effects of those things that we don't see, that breakage and whatnot that goes on beyond. So, yeah, I don't know. How do you see that, the negative effect? Because it looks good, but beyond that.
Well, like, to be honest, if you haven't experienced it, I can't say too much about it. But what I think, you'd probably be really sad. I know that the way you think about a relationship might actually change because, hey, you've had this experience. You might learn a few things like,
Yeah, your
maybe
mindset changes.
Yeah, like I actually was doing something wrong in this relationship. Maybe I can carry
Become
the
more
next thing.
self-aware.
Yeah. So there might be actually positive, but on the negative side, I'm not very too sure. But I do know like some people become like sad from what I've seen, and like
Sad is another word for depressed, right?
Yeah.
yeah, it can even
Just depression, anxiety, mental health issues,
Yeah.
then you have to go for counseling, and you never know how long that can take to get you out of that.
Yeah. I've
Yeah.
seen some people that were broken up with go gym, and they just come back like their heartbreak makes them ripped. Yeah, like they come back super
Taking
strong.
out
And
their stress in the gym.
yeah, they full come back. Like I've seen a friend. He used to be so skinny when he had a girlfriend. His girlfriend broke up with him for like a bigger guy, and he got so mad. He got inspired to go gym, and the guy came back full ripped and everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Interesting, interesting. So, just maybe out of interest, where do you guys, I don't know, like this generation, do you guys still value marriage maybe the way we did? And I'm assuming my generation values marriage. Do you guys, is that something that you see that it's a priority, or it's something that may or may not happen, or it will never happen? Like, how do you guys view this institution?
At our age, I don't think I've been thinking about marriage.
No, not at you. Like I'm saying, okay, maybe at your age, but I'm saying, is it something that's going to happen in the future, be it 5, 10, 15 years from now, or is it never going to happen, or it maybe it will happen?
Because we're told a lot, like, I think it's better for us a bit, because we're told, like, boys, just wait a bit, get your degree or whatever lifestyle together, then you can start going into the marriage thing. And I think that's maybe a good thing, because they tell you, like, if you don't have your life sorted, how do you expect to look after someone else or live with someone else and stuff like that. So there's yeah, I think it's still there, but like we first got to achieve the other stuff like school and stuff before we actually get into that stage.
Oh, okay, again, let's not, in as much as I'm using you guys as a sample of young people, so I want to know if specifically, don't speak too generically for everybody your age. You in particular, do you see yourself 5, 10, 15 years from now that this is something, yes, that will happen, or I want to happen, or I have no interest in it ever happening, or maybe if I see the right person or whatever? Like, where are you? Are you ambivalent? Are you for it? Are you against it? Where are you?
I'm not certain about marriage, you know, because I'm thinking about several factors: financially, mentally. Yeah, just financially and mentally, and like because mentally, I don't want to go through a divorce, and financially, I don't want to waste my money.
You're already thinking of a divorce before that.
Yeah, like I don't want to spend money on a woman that won't like commit to like the union relationship, and then financially,
But how would you know that before going in that she won't commit?
like her red flags.
So why would you marry a person with red flags?
You're blinded by love.
Okay, but right now you're not blind and you're aware of all this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or for me, like probably for myself, I don't really look into the marriage aspect or see myself getting married, but I don't mind to get married. But for myself, I'm not looking for that right now.
No, I'm not.
I'm not thinking of it. But I don't know if I want to get married or not. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's more of ambivalence that maybe 10 years from now I may think I want to, or
Yeah.
if I don't, what if?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Opinions might change over the years, so
You're both Christians, right?
yeah.
So be fruitful and increase, like multiply. This done 1 times 0. It's not multiplication. So that where does that factor into your thinking?
Yeah, just have children if you want to. I don't know.
All right.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good to get married, and there's actually a lot of benefits to it. Yeah, I see that, but I cannot speak for.
Your future self.
Yeah, I can't really do it because, as he said, like we change.
Yeah, opinions change, mature over time.
Exactly. So I can't be certain that, like, yeah.
Okay, and maybe just out of curiosity, in terms of, because we live in a multicultural, this country is very multicultural, and the odds, I'm not sure about the distribution of the cultures, but do you I use the word discriminate for lack of a better word, but are you particular about the person?
Your
if you're
preference?
Yes, or do you have a preference, or it just has to be a well-adjusted person, or do you have to? Do you have a particular preference, or it can be anybody,
Um,
culturally speaking?
in my opinion, my preference for my partner is like I prefer if he was the same race, but I wouldn't mind dating anyone who has the same interests as me. And I was like, I don't mind the skin color or anything, 'cause we don't discriminate in 2022.
So it's about the date. Okay.
Yeah. Like anyone, like you can date anyone if you feel like it. Just like you don't have to hate someone because of their skin color. It's like it doesn't make sense. We're all the same people. We all came from the same people. Just different shades. You know, different shades and features.
For me, like, I would say this same thing. I would stick to the race. Same,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Alright,
But I don't mind any other
Okay.
as long as it goes well. But there
Yeah.
are like certain things that might stop the way, like language barriers or.
Language.
Yeah, you date a girl
Yeah.
that speaks
in
English.
Australia.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't mind anyone else. Let me say that. Let's finish there.
Okay. No, that's interesting. I think we've had an interesting discussion. I've certainly learned a few things. I hope you guys have too. Thank you guys once again for coming and joining us on this discussion and making it interesting.
Thank you.
And yeah, we look forward to meeting you again in the future. And once again, thank you everybody for watching the discussion, this episode. We appreciate your support. Please remember to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel being pushed to people so more people can watch this. Remember to like, to share also with your friends and family, anyone you might think would benefit from watching this. Thank you again and have a good week.